Alright, so it's the end of 2012. Now's the time where people are saying, okay, what is my top 2 favorite movies of the year? What is the order? Is it the Avengers or The Dark Knight Rises? Then this movie came out and said, hey, the year ain't over yet. Django Unchained. Okay, so Django Unchained follows Django, and he's walking with all these slave traders somewhere in Texas, and this German, Dr. King Schultz, comes up and he offers to free Django if he can point out the Riddle brothers. Also, with the promise of his freedom, he'll also help him find his wife, who is in some plantation. And Django is directed by Quentin Tarantino, who happens to be the weirdest director ever, who also makes the best and bloodiest movies ever. Like, take Pulp Fiction, for example. He did Pulp Fiction, and he did it very well. Pulp Fiction was a great movie. That was, yeah, one of my favorites. I mean, Quentin Tarantino is a bit of a freak, but when it comes to making movies, he is good. And so, you know, the acting in this movie, okay, start off by talking about Dr. King Schultz, who is played by Christoph Waltz. His character steals the show in every single scene he is in, but his acting is great and his character is just awesome, someone you fall in love with. And then they go on in the movie a little bit, and then you eventually meet Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who is Candy, who's the owner of Candyland, and his character is also great. He did a great job, and his character also steals the show in every scene he's in. And then we go on a little bit later and we meet Samuel L. Jackson's character. And Samuel L. Jackson steals the show in every scene he's in. I'm not exaggerating with this. The acting and characters in this movie was just phenomenal. I was intrigued throughout the entire thing. And yes, it is possible for those 3 guys to be in one scene together. That is just called awesome. I'll touch on Jamie Foxx and Kerry Washington. Both of them also did a fantastic job, but it's those 3 guys that made the movie the movie. You know what I'm saying? Django Unchained was a really, really fun time on top of great acting and a great story and everything. The violence in the movie was very, very brutal and graphic and bloody, and I loved it. This is probably the best Western I think I've seen in a long time. Possibly the best Western, and possibly the best movie of 2012, because Django Unchained is awesome-tacular. Yes, Django Unchained, awesome-tacular, one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite. It's still up there with the Avengers and The Dark Knight Rises. I don't know if I want The Dark Knight or Django or the Avengers, I don't know. I'm going to flip-flop those back and forth on my top 10 list, but for now, I'm going to say Django Unchained is definitely up there. It's definitely worth watching. Just a fantastic movie overall. Had me just intrigued throughout the entire thing from beginning to end. It was so great. Alright, so my question to you is, what is your favorite Western of all time? Mine, I really did like True Grit in 2010, and I like Django now, No Country for Old Men, Tombstone. All those are great, but what's your favorite? I don't personally have one. I like a lot of them, but comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.